Hello, folks. It's Billy Cultist, and it's good to be back on Broadway for this Anteater's induction into the world of those that live and move and breathe and eat the fruits of the forest. That, in his case, being the ants, I guess. Before I keep on going into this, I'm going to explain a few things just before we start fully working on him. Number one, watch this video all the way to the end, because I'm going to have some hidden content somewhere along its length. So you might want to watch to just see what that is. Woo! On a side note, though, I actually missed a week. And that's why this video is a little bit late. I typically want to do one of these a week, but I did miss a week. I actually did try to record a video a little while ago, and things didn't quite turn out very well. Some things went wrong, so we kind of ended up having to just, get rid of that whole thing. And that's what I want to explain here as we're looking at our ant bear friend from the jungles. You can see that he's got a lot of features that you never saw added in my previous video. He's got a lot of extra hair. That's what basically I spent the whole video that I was gonna publish putting hair on him. So in a way you didn't really miss much, because it would have just been me putting more hair details on him, and that's pretty tedious. There's nothing super special about that. You've seen a little of that before. But hopefully I did want to do everything, though, and not skip anything, but, we had to some things just don't go quite as planned, so that's what that is. But we're going to turn this studio lighting on for a second here. We still got things to do with him. Among them, we got to fix his legs and get him. I want to give him some shoes or some sturdy boots for the environment in which he inhabits. Well, he also, I've noticed, he needs some facial features now. I think we're getting to that point where we kind of need to add some of that in, which is something I'm going to be trying to do here in a second. I think what we're going to do is, he needs ears. And the thing about that is, where did I turn that back on? The thing about that is, he's got eyes. Now, ears, I noticed, I took a look at a picture of an anteater the other night, or maybe the night before or something. I don't remember when, but they do have ears, little ears that stick up. Now, the question being, do we want to add these ears directly onto the head sculpt, or do we want to make them separate? And when we want to answer that question, we got to think about it in terms of, do we want the ears to move, basically, or be, expressive and, move around? Because if we wanted to move around, we do got to make them separate sculpts. But if we don't, we could potentially sculpt them on. I'll tell you what, we'll just try and give, a little test to this sculpted version, and we'll see what we like better. Sculpted ears versus not. Now with these we can use mirror, and we can get both the ears in one go. So anteaters have these little tiny, kind of like that. Kind of make them way back there, a little towards the back, but we stick them on there. Well, maybe you make them a little bit larger there. Like that. But also, that's not the end of it. What we gotta do, let's get kind of I don't know how this is gonna work, but a little bit of a pinky color. Maybe that's a little too pink. Let's kind of gray it, I feel like, a bit. A little too strong there. This is not Hello Kitty. So, here we go. Yeah, something like that, you see? Now that might be not completely according to anteater biology, the way those look, but it's close enough for me, and it's a simple way to arrive at. Yeah, it's not looking bad, honestly. I'm liking it. And the ears are so tiny and short in this case, I'm not sure that I really need them to be all jingly and stuff. So I think we'll actually go with that. But there, that looks prime, real. Now, hold it though, I just had a thought. Yeah, if I remember correctly, in a past video I said something about putting a hat on him. So the ears might not actually work. Like, I won't... If I want a hat on him, then I don't... You wouldn't put ears because they'd be under the hat, would they? Do I still want a hat on him? I don't know. I said that, but now that I put those ears on, I kind of like the way he looks with the ears. To just there. You know, another thing he needs is a mouth and a nose. Mouth and a nose, that would really help him. I'm not entirely sure what the Anteater's nose and mouth actually looks like. I know they have the long tongue that comes out. Well, what we'll do... I think they have a nose sort of similar to like a dog or a cat or something like that. I believe. We'll just try to throw something together here. I'm honestly a little unsure. We could just sculpt it right in. It really depends, honestly, about having his nose, like, or his mouth open is something I'm uncertain about. Take that off and make it easier. Yeah, I think they have a nose that's kind of like that. Except I want to darken this up, I just think. Yeah. Something sort of like that, along those lines. Along those lines. Yeah. Now, like I said, yeah, I'm kind of going at this in my own way. We're not following a true biology anatomical guide here. That's actually not bad, actually. Frankly, I was almost thinking I'd do more to the mouth, but really, Anteaters, from what I can remember of the stuff I've seen, they don't have that, you know, the mouth is not that noticeable unless the tongue is sticking out. It's just, it's kind of the deal there. What about, no, I don't think we need that. I don't know, I kind of like just... I do think I want to add a little bump to it. Because... it just seems right. We'll turn on this clipped mirror thing. That way when we put them on there, they go... right through. Actually, I might want a square. That's weird. Okay, there we go. Make it like a little larger. And that's just to kind of add, I don't know, some kind of detail there to his nose. Okay, so that's the head and the nose. Let's take him for a walk. I just feel like doing this. I know some of you may be going, no, Bill, I gotta walk. You always walk him around. You spend half the video walking these guys around. That's just the way I make the stuff. I gotta get a feel for it every once in a while. He's looking good. We gotta put some shoes on him. He's looking pretty good, frankly. Oh yeah, it's just to walk through the jungle, free and easy. I wonder, is he going at the right speed though? Seems a little fast to me. I might check on that. Let's go ahead and check on that. What's his speed? Run speed is 3. That's typically what I do, so he is going at the right speed. I think run speed is 3. Let me see, is it... Wait, whoa. How come when I put triangle, the default is run speed of 0? Is that really? I'll bring the run speed down to 2.6 just a bit there. I don't know why I feel like doing that, but let's, yeah, that just feels right to me somehow. Maybe it's just because this guy's so large, hefty. Dude, he's looking real good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. looking like an actual, well, probably not like an actual anteater, but he's looking like sort of a facsimile of an anteater that's got some humorous side notes. Yes. You know what? While I'm walking around this jungle, I'm noticing something. Yeah, I think we need some sound, some ambient sound. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get into the sound search. Search for sound. Or I think that's in there. No, I think it's in here actually. Yeah. And I'm gonna search for sound effects real quick and see if I can't get us some jungle sound, but I'm gonna cut while I do that. Okay. So I came back in, I got this jungle dense ambience from, it's right in MM's sound catalog. It's right there at the front. You probably find it pretty easy. It's in the nature section of the MM stuff, but we'll test that out. Give that a whirl and see how it sounds, because I just realized that walking around this jungle is completely silent. Yeah. Doesn't that sound way better? Definitely. That helps. Sound's a big deal. It really helps a lot. But yeah, that's pretty good. I just noticed we kind of need that before we take one step more. So here, let's pause this and run back, and we'll keep going on this guy. Getting him set up. We gotta do some shoes. Ah, why? Every time I trying to center my imp, and I press the button, and it's like, no, it's like, go to the pause menu, exit the dream. I just want to center my imp. Okay, so let's try to center my imp again. And again, and again. Okay, so here, let's get the shoes going here. So the big thing I want is, I think I'm gonna get some high up kind of boots or something going on here. We'll see here. Make them kind of a jungle tan yellow color, maybe like that. Yeah, that's a good color. We'll paint the rest of the shoe just so we know what we're working with here. But let's, we're actually going to go ahead and get into this leg here. Alright. So this is what we want to do. Okay, we're on that. That's good. That's probably what we will need to be on. Gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Yes. And we're gonna do this, basically. I have them kind of open at the front. So there, he's got those kind of high boots going on or whatever. Actually, I'm all wrong. You know, we would have... Here's what we'll do. First off, we'll get this cylinder back, and what we'll do is we'll go for a light... I don't know if we'll do fully white, but we'll get this... I want to have some, like, socks kind of going up there. Like that. And, put a little bit of a... We could do that with this, actually. Okay, so we'll flatten this out. Put a little bit of a, I don't know what, you know, like a fringe or a roll or something on there. Like it's a sock. Don't know what he's doing wearing socks when he's got all that fur and it's hot and it's a jungle, but whatever. But it looks more, you know, like a regular guy. So now, Okay, we can go back in there and do what I was doing before, which you just... Sometimes you gotta make sure you're doing things in the proper order, because it just make it tough on you in sculpting. It's like, well, put that on first, and then this will go on easier. Yeah, see? See there? It's a lot better. Okay. Of course, we're gonna have to do a little work here on this, but like here, we're gonna have to add some of this in on here, because this is can't have that sock showing through there. Okay, see? But we're doing okay. There we go. That's some nice boots. Okay, so what we'll do now, we could put laces on. Honestly, I think I might. What we'll do with that is we'll just... But we'll get to that in a second. This seems like a different color. I might have to go through and make sure this is all the same. Yeah, it's a different color. Okay, well, let's just repaint those. I don't care. Okay, there we go. Now for the front of his boot, here's what we'll be doing. I'll take the mirror off now. We don't actually need it on this part. Okay, we'll take this. Oh, wait, one more time. And this will give kind of a... Okay, I'm going to narrow that down a little. Size it up. Give kind of a toe to it, I guess. It's kind of barely visible at the detail level at which we're at, but... I don't know, I kind of want it. Anyway, I'll just size it up a little bit. But yeah, that gives it kind of a toe there. And I think that's as far as I'm gonna go as far as... What we'll do is we'll put some paint. And this is the tough part about the painting. We're gonna have to paint. When you get to this level of detail, like we've gone to a level of detail in Dreams terms where we cannot do any more to these boots in sculpture terms, really? Not really. Unless we want to raise the detail in here. See? Now if we do that, we could get more detail on those boots, but we're making our graphics thermal go up. And a lot of times, if you're going to make a full-on game, it's my recommendation that you do not do this. And typically in a game, it's actually not important to have that level of detail. I know we live in a time period in which everybody thinks that video games have to be like... You have to be able to scrutinize the smallest dust speck or dust mote, on the tip of the ear of a mouse or something, and it's just got to be in high def, 4K, whatever. But there's two things I want to say about that. Number one, I'm from a different era in which we were not spoiled rotten in that manner. Not that the graphics are bad. It's nice to have nice graphics, but I'm saying people are kind of spoiled at this point. But number two, it's not really necessary. You got to think in terms of what you can. And by the way, there's actually still games, that will do this stuff. Actually, if you look at a lot of the Japanese-made games, if you look closely at them, they are not all that intense graphically. Like, Elden Ring. I'll tell you, Elden Ring is not actually graphically... I mean, it's good, but a lot of the goodness of Elden Ring's graphics is not the actual raw graphic power there. It's more like the design and how they chose to do their art direction and stuff that really makes it outstanding. It's not, oh look, I can see every hair in the lace on that guy's cloak or whatever, or something like that. It's just more like the way they set things up. If you get in close and look at it, the graphics are not all detailed, but it looks good to the eye, and that's what we're going to go for here too. It's like, we're gonna go with, instead of trying to increase this detail on these shoes, for example, we're gonna go with ways to make it look more detailed, but without actually putting a ton of detail. And so what you do to do that in Dreams most often is you paint. So first off, though, we're gonna have to get in here, and I want to show some tricks about this, because painting on a puppet can be tricky, but paintings are a lower cost way of doing this kind of thing. Definitely. So here, I gotta see this. Oh, it takes everything away, so that's not gonna help us. Okay, so this is the thing. We're gonna put a little detail on these shoes. To do this, we're gonna get a little... Now, we could use dark, or we could use light. Now, I'm favoring using some light. So we'll just lighten up this color a bit. Okay, good. So now what we're gonna do... I'm gonna use the rule flex. And unfortunately, with paint... I'll tell you something, there is a mirror tool in Paint, but it is wonky as all get out. If you try to use it, I wouldn't recommend using it most of the time, and unfortunately that leads to a lot of tedium sometimes, but there's certain instances you can get away with it. But those are definitely not connected with organic structures and things. Like, I would not recommend using the paints. We gotta be careful too that we're not, yeah. Be careful that we're not getting... Watch what sculpt you're painting on. Do not paint... You want separate paintings on each part of the puppet. Do not paint on... Gotta be careful with it. So we're gonna have to go around this. And I'm just doing this right off my head. I'm not looking at any actual shoes or something like that. You could do that if you want to get really classy with it. Actually look at like some real... footwear or whatever you're modeling on, but what we're just doing is we're kind of adding some tricky surface detail that, you know, it's not really real because it's just a flat, it's a painting, it's not actual 3D, it's not a part of the sculpt, but it's kind of going to look like details on our boots, you see? And when you get farther away, it looks more like there's details on those boots, you see? So, and we'll just kind of bring some of that down and be careful not to go, like I said, over to this part, because that's not going to work out for us. When he moves, that's going to be bad. So there we go. See that? That's not all, though, because this is the part with the laces. I'm going to go and... Just get some black, because we're going to be trying to do like little lace holes. And this is the thing, we're going to have to do this whole business over on this one too. So, tedium, yes, but you know, you could forego this entire thing. I turned this to stamp fleck, if you noticed that, just because we just want one. Yeah. Put those going all the way up. Right there. See that? And when you're not close by it, you know, you don't really notice that it's so low def. It looks more like it's actual details. Anyway, though, what we're going to do, too, is we're going to go for get some of that. I'm going to darken this down. Going to go back to the line. We're on the line flick. Okay, so... Go back to this, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start drawing these like laces kind of across here, and like I said, I'm not going to go into like a lot of picky about this. We're going to just kind of do it off the seat of our pants in this case. Like I said, if you want to get real, you know, crystal clear on how these things should actually look, you go look at a picture or something while you're working. But yeah, there we got sort of some laces going on. He's got his, honestly, he's got his boots all loose and weird, I guess. I don't know. Seems like they wouldn't stay on your feet real well with that situation, but... yeah. Okay, so here, though... we gotta now move on and start a whole new painting, because for this part of the foot. Okay. So let's get into this. We don't have to do it this way. You could do it the other way, but I'll just do this way. Now we just started a new painting. Now what we're gonna do is get this color off here. Try to get it. And just start working from there off of this part. I gotta make sure this is... yeah, that's a different sculpt, so we're gonna be careful right there. I think it starts right there. Don't think we'll have to actually sculpt the heel. I'm not gonna... or paint the heel. I don't think I'm gonna put a whole ton of detail on this part. We're just gonna kind of bring that right about to there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go... like, we're gonna... no, that's not the color. I'm trying to grab the paint color. There we go. Of the laces, and we're just gonna kind of do that. Sometimes when you're working over a curve, you gotta be very slight little amounts there. Anyway, that's good enough for me, though. Okay, so see? There's that boot. Looking decent. Looking as good as I really think I want it. But it's like, it's not that high detail. But when you pull away from it, you know, you're gonna see it's gonna look a little more detailed. Oh, one thing we gotta remember to do, because here's the thing. Here's that painting, and here's that painting. Now, if you don't, I'm gonna show you just what's gonna happen, though, because we haven't done something important. If you forget to do this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna go test mode. Now you see that? See what's going on there at his foot? See how the laces are just... they're inside the puppet, but they're inside its general... they're not with the actual foot. So we actually have to group them into the parts they're supposed to be part of, the paintings, or else they'll do this. Therefore, I'm going to pause it and run it back, make sure everything's where it should be. And I'm going to show you an optimal way to do this, because... so first off, we got to get down into the leg. Not that far. Okay, that's as far as we can go. This is a thing. Now, I used to have a lot of trouble with this when I was having to... when putting paint on a puppet is tricky. Because oftentimes, you know, the puppet is not a geometric perfect shape, you know, like a perfect square or something. Organic shape, and you got that paint on there just right. And in the past, what I would do is I would do this. I didn't know what I was doing, so what I would do is I'd be like, I'd grab it, because you want to grab it, you got to grab it and you hold L1 and press X. But as you can see, the thing's going all over because your hand's not steady, you know, and the motion control, it's getting all, your painting's getting all messed up. So I was like, for the longest time, I was like, well, what am I going to do? Let's run that back. To make sure that's on there nice and straight. And here's a trick for you. Get in to this. Get grid snap on, okay? Do not... now that you'll notice the grid snap is at a really high zoom level, like very large divisions. Do not change that. Leave it at high divisions. Now, what you do is you grab your painting with R2. Just hold R2 though. Don't move any sticks or anything. Just hold R2. Now that you have it grabbed, L1X. Gotta make sure your imp is on the foot. Okay? I moved it a little bit, but we got it back. Make sure your imp is on the foot, and now L1X in the foot. Here we are. This is now inside the foot, and it's perfectly aligned. It's in the part where it needs to be. So if we go outside, we can see. Yeah, see that? That's now inside there. Same thing we're going to do with this one. We want to put it on the toe. Grab it with R2. And now L1X. It's on the toe. It's perfect. It's not off kilter at all. So that's the trick. That bothered me for the longest time, trying to line that stuff up on puppets and things. It's like I was, for the longest time, I was trying to manually get a painting perfect, and it was just make a big tear my hair out. But yeah, you can just use this method. I've never had this method go south on me, so it works. Now we'll just just to show that that's all set up like it's supposed to be. I'll just leave the light like it is so we can see better. Look. There we go, see? Now, those paintings are the way they should be. They're right where they should be. They're grouped in like they need to be. So he's got a nice shoe on at least that side of his body. Now we gotta do the other shoe. So... However, though, if you've made it this far in the video, I'd like to suggest that you subscribe and like. Maybe leave a comment if you have something to say so far. Maybe you haven't got anything to say just yet. But anyway, like and subscribe. It really helps out. And, you know, that's a nice thing you can do if you've made it this far. You must have some kind of interest. If you're new, subscribe. But anyway, now we got to go into making a whole nother shoe, doing those same painting details on the other end. Now, I'm not gonna go to the actual length of having, like, we could have had loose laces hanging down possibly from here, maybe. I don't know if I'll go to that length in this, but you could probably do that. You could do some, like, you could have like a dynamic painting in there, which, by the way, caution, dynamic paintings, they will blow the thermal a little more, make things a little more hard than typical paintings. Anyway, though, we're going to have to repeat what we did on this shoe over here. And I'm not going to cut it out, because it's part of the process. We're going to have to go through this again. So what we'll do is we'll start a new painting, of course. We can get the color right here. And I'll just try to snag the color off of the... I hope this is the right color. I got the feeling that's not the right color. Excuse me? Okay. This is really fun. Because the color picker has always been the bane of my existence sometimes. Okay, so here we go. We're doing the same thing over here. And we're going to try to get it as close to what we had before. Make sure it's on Wolfleck on the other shoe. That's another reason why when you're doing this stuff with paintings, you may want to leave your... Don't get overly extravagant. Unless you got a good memory or whatever, because you're going to be doing... You're going to have to mirror the same thing yourself on the other end. Because a mirror tool in this instance, for the paint, just ain't gonna work. So, do we just go around the top like that? What we did with the other shoe. I hope we got the right color. I'm gonna get... Do we got the right color? Yeah, I think we do. Okay. And you know, you might make different color choices on this too. You might... You know, if you wanted to have this be a little more toon looking, you could do this with like black lines or something. Might make it look more toon looking, like kind of a Sammy Seal kind of look. Okay, we got that. Then what comes next is this. Right down there. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, folks. This won't take too long, I guess. Just have to... Right down there. I'm not going to go with... I didn't do that on the other one, so I'm just going to leave that. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so we got that. And now let's get our colors... Oh, wait. All we need is black. That's simple. We're going to do the old lace holes or whatever. Right there. Like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the laces. If we can get the... Maneuvering the color picker is a fun... We got them. Okay. Thank heaven. Now, are we on the right? We're probably not. Yeah, we are. Okay, so now we're gonna try to... Where are we? Alright. Now we're gonna draw some laces across and I don't know if they're like they were on the other side or not. It's not. I don't think this is gonna matter too much, but we'll just do that. I'm not going for utter perfection, like I said before. Anyway, we got that. Now we got to start, as we did on the other side, we got to start a new painting because we're going to be doing that segment of the foot. This right here. And get the laces. Try to make them visible there. Because that foot's curving, that's what's causing it to... And I'm using the straight line tool. You could alternatively use the G-normal paintbrush. You know, I kind of don't like it because it's got this pressure sensitive thing on it, where it's like if you press not enough, it gets... the opacity changes, and so it's annoying to me kind of to use it. Anyway, though, that's that. Both sides are done. Now, what we got to do, of course, is the same thing we did before, where we got to make sure these are linked up. So we grab it, and in we go. Grab it, in we go. And there it is. And let's take a look and see. Make sure that those are both working as ordered. They are. They appear to be fine. There we go, though. We got some extra detail on his boots. And we didn't have to increase the detail on the sculpts. And it's looking nice. Maybe I'll turn back on the lighting. Even though I think we're probably not going to even notice it, because the lighting's kind of, you know, this jungle's so dark. But we'll just kind of run around there. Just for the sake of it, you know, look at that. He's really coming together. He's honestly almost done. I think what we'll do is we'll put the backpack on him. Like I planned, somebody mentioned that, and I thought that was a good idea, and so I planned to put a backpack on him. But we'll put a backpack on him, and we will also, I don't know, we might put some articles hanging from his belt or something from belt clips. I don't know, we might do that, just for the fun of it. But we'll see. Anyway, he's pretty much there. I might have to do a little work on his gloved hands, possibly. A little work there. But he's pretty much there, I think. We're pretty much there as far as... Yeah, I like it. I like the boots. I like the... We might need a belt buckle, too. But definitely... I think we're kind of there, honestly. Anyway, now, though, it's time for the bonus content. Ooh. Okay, guys. This is the bonus content. It's, oh boy, it's a little bit of gameplay from my old game, Space Pirate, that I made long time back, kind of around the beta days, I believe. Recharge weapons. We don't need to recharge the weapons. We got the weapons fully charged. We gotta go out into this swamp, and we gotta find fragments of some data fragments. There they are. I put them on the... This is kind of like a third-person shooter I made back in the day, and you know. You can see, you know, it's not necessarily up to the level of quality I might make today, but oh, there we got some. See, there's a guy's corpse laying there. Yeah, this is, and it's, you know, we're in space. You can see we're a space pirate. Well, we're on an alien planet. That is the monster, by the way. I already know that's him. Goodbye. But yeah, we're searching for this stuff. on this alien planet and there's monsters in this swamp that'll come at you. It's interesting. I'll show you a secret that you might not find on your own if you play this. By the way, you can play this. Just look up my profile. But this was kind of a fun thing to make, and, you know, it kind of shows you what my sci-fi flavor would be like, too. I hear something. I think that's just the music. Anyway, I'll show you where you can get a gun. If you play this yourself, you can get a bonus gun over here. So, how do you swap Lily Square? See, I forgot the rules to this. I haven't played it so long. This is space sci-fi. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of... It's neat to revisit this stuff sometimes. You know? Move over, Starfield. Oh, yes. Oh, there's another corpse. So you're supposed to get all the corpses. And you gotta use this... This employs a lot of basic mechanics, which I don't know if Jimmy has tutorials up to teach you how to make all the logic that would be used. I don't know if he's got a third-person tutorial up. I know he's got one for... I think he recently put one out for a dowser. Which we call a dowser. I don't know if that's the actual industry term for this kind of thing, but it's like just... It's like that beeping thing is just telling me when I'm close by to the stuff I need to be. The closer you get, the louder it beeps or whatever. This is a big gun. That is the monster again, I could tell. He's not surprising me very well. Retrieve this. Swamp King Skull bonus material. Let's go. I think I won't spend all day playing this thing here. This is kind of a little bonus reel that I put in, but maybe I can find the old... There's my ship. I know somewhere close around here there is a little bonus... Yeah, the Mischief Egg. The mysterious mischievous egg. Yeah. Well, we picked that up, and anyway, you can play this. It's kind of interesting. Kind of fun. Have a little fun with that, maybe. Still up on Dreams. Still playable as I'm playing it. Anyway, let's get back to the Anteater build after that little bonus. Okay, bonus content's over. We're back to the jungle and the Anteater as we are supposed to be. I'm gonna get this back on here. So what we got now is... I want to deal with this, because this is definitely not something that I want here. We'll paint it, or actually we might just make it invisible, because it's really just serving the purpose of, yeah. Same thing on the other side. It's really just serving the purpose of an attachment, so we don't... I may want to, though, somehow make those gloves line up a little better with the... I got an idea. Okay, so this is what we'll want to do. We'll get the... I want to think, though, before I get into this, I just stopped myself. I want to think about the color of these gloves and stuff. If I want any more detail or different color on these gloves, I'm not sure. I honestly am starting to think I might want the gloves to be more like the color of this, the boots. So, because, like, I don't know, you know, that rough leather, I don't know what they call that. Cowhide, I don't know. Just seems a little more fitting to me that they should be. So what we'll do is we'll just actually, well, we might, well, I want to paint this, or do I want to just change the color? Because I could do that. I probably want to paint it, to be honest. We'll go with painting it. We could change the color, but go ahead and go with the painting of it. And I think I did not... I think I neglected... Yeah, there. Now, cool thing about this hand is it's live cloned in these parts, so you don't have to go through and paint everything, but I will have to do this to the other glove there. Yeah. Just go through and hit it. It's not that bad. If I'd have live cloned it, though, I think I neglected to do that. But it would have worked out on the other glove, I believe. Anyway, though, the thing about these gloves, too, I think we might be able to reduce some of this detail down a bit on here. They don't need to be that... The fingers don't need to be that detailed. By the way, you know, I just noticed something else about these gloves. How are we doing? 13? Oh, I just noticed something else. Okay, we have to go in. This is gonna be fun. I don't want the luminoise! I don't want it! Oh, Lord. Yeah, we're gonna have to go... We're gonna have to go through every... Wait a minute, no. No, no, no! What am I doing? What am I doing? Dumb, dumb, dumb! Dumb, dumb. No, we don't have to go through every... We just select everyone. Dummy, dummy! Just select them all, and then we do that. There! Forgetting the shortcuts. I'm gonna have you poor people going and torturing yourselves when you don't need to. Okay, so... Do the same over here. Just select all of it. All of it. Press that. Turn off that luminoise. And there we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, so that's nice. Now what we want to do though, we'll get on here, and what we'll do is we will make a little deal like this where the glove meets the hand there, or the arm actually. Oh, and there we got it on the other side too, so that's perfect. And see, that's not bad right there. I like that. Let's give him a little walk around. Yeah! Now all that remains, I think, is our backpack. And we'll have our Anteater ready to go. He'll be ready. He'll be ready and worthy. Oh, wait, the belt buckle. Yeah, that too. Not bad, not bad. Okay. So let's get back out. And let's go ahead and get with that belt buckle. Why not? We're gonna want a belt buckle. Now, belt buckle's fairly simple. I am gonna make an extra sculpt for this because I want the belt buckle to have a. Actually, though, now that I think about it, we could just honestly do it with paint. Could be cheaper. So let's go ahead and do that. Just a second. Give him a nice sort of shiny, semi-shiny belt buckle. We do it with paint. And set the finish to shiny metal. Wait, I don't know if we actually need it on... Yeah, we do, probably. Yeah, we'll just... Okay, wait, we might need to do something else here. Just temporarily, what we're gonna do is this. Because we need a surface. Yeah, so let's get back in there and do that. Get that stuff set up again the way it was supposed to be. Snap, put that on there. Alright, so here's the deal. Let's make sure this is not a mirror accidentally, because that would mess us up big time. Let's make our belt buckle now. We're just going to make it out of paint, because I feel like we're at a level of detail where we don't have to be so picky. You can make a sculpt, but we don't necessarily need to do it. It really depends on what you're going to be doing with your game, and you know, it's a personal choice and what you can handle with your thermo. But in this case, I'm just going to take this route and use paint, because sometimes it'll work as good as any other. There we go. See, you got... And you're like, well, it's 2D. Yeah, but like I said, we're not going to be scrutinizing his belt buckle, I don't think. In the game I'd be making, we're not going to be doing that, so... Oh, what a fancy belt buckle you have, sir. One thing you can do, though, you can do this sometimes. If you want to... Right there. Impasto that. That can kind of give your 2D painting a little depth. It looks a little weird when you get up close like that, but it can kind of give it some depth there, so see? It kind of makes the painting look a little 3D-ish. You might be asking, well, why don't you use the opaque fleck? You know, those squares. You can't impasto the squares. You can't impasto the opaque fleck cannot be impastoed. So, that's why. But if you did want, like, for, you know, if you didn't like this rough kind of look here on this, that was really bugging you, you could use the opaque fleck, but it would be stuck being completely flat paper 2D, so it's up in the air. You got to decide what your sacrifice is going to be. But anyway, that's... Oh, don't forget. Got to get that in there. Just hold that on there. There we go. Should be working fine. We're almost getting close, I think, to the end of the session, but we're going to give him a little run around just to make sure everything's working. Got the belt buckle, got the gloves, got the boots. He's ready to roar through the jungle and take all the ants hostage or whatever. I don't know. Looking pretty good. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention that little warning that comes up about being too many sculpts. Now, we've had that, I think, ever since the very earliest part of this build on this jungle has come up, and I remember, I believe, I talked about it and said I didn't know what it was, because I still don't know. I can't tell what is actually... This jungle's so dense, I may be missing whatever is disappearing. But a viewer actually commented and commented on that situation and said that they themselves had experienced something similar in a project they were working on, and they were actually seeing the stuff visibly flicker out of existence or whatever. But they said that what happened was it was a totally different sculpt that was causing it, a separate sculpt from the ones that were actually flickering. So that's something to note. And they said they started having the problem when the sculpt that was causing the problem was actually a really thin sculpt. So that was something also to note. But they said when they got rid of that the problem went away. So, note that, you know, keep an eye out. I still don't know what's actually in this particular scene that is doing that. But I can't see anything flickering, so I'm not too bothered by it. But, you know, keep that story in mind, because that might help you solve some problem if you're also having a problem of that nature. And thank you, sir, or ma'am, or, you know, whoever, who put out that information to us, because it's that could be handy to many. But anyway, though, I think we're basically reached to the end. We would like to thank those who support us on the Ko-fi page, monthly supporters. Their names are going to come up and roll in the credits. If you enjoyed today's session, definitely subscribe, like the video. It helps a ton. Leave comments, helpful comments like the story I mentioned. If you come across something to share, or if you have questions, maybe we can answer them. We'd like to think we could answer all questions. We don't know everything about dreams, but we do our best to try to answer questions and help out. Suggestions about things. Yeah, leave a like and subscribe if you're new and you liked it. And also there is, if you want to be in those credits with those other friends of ours, then you can go over and become a monthly supporter on Ko-fi yourself as well. It's available. It's linked in the description. You can go check that out. and there's a lot of options over there for support if you have the capability for that and you want to do it. But anyway, I do hope you all had fun with this session today, and I'm sorry we were a little late to the party on this one, but we'll get this up as soon as possible, and hopefully the next one next week will be on schedule too. We'll keep going. This has been Billy Cultists. Bye-bye. And I hope I didn't say that I was Jimmy at some point in this video, because sometimes I've done that. Anyway, bye-bye.